I am the grandson of Samira Lucia Maldonado, that is my grandmother who transcended last year. I speak her name to bring her energy into this room.
Yeah, that's easy.
We were forced to reside on the side of the street that was less desired, under the belief that we would be unable to forge a successful empire, and so we stood in the fire, amidst the rubble and the decay. Knew that if we crossed the street it would mean trouble, and so we stayed and we made this our home, the ghetto. Where we settled, redlined into city blocks, still incarcerated. Here they meddled and manipulated our chances for survival, but our concentrated blackness birthed circumstances for revival, for renaissance. And in response, we cultivated a culture hated by those who deemed us uneducated. Emancipated ourselves through music, art, and poetry, orchestrated so beautifully that Apollo himself couldn't deny it. We celebrated our defiance, our unwillingness to be compliant. We understood that if we sought liberation, it meant we could no longer remain silent. We poured rivers worth of liquor for libation for the ones we lost to violence. We baptized black and brown children in the waters of open fire hydrants. We made it. So by God's hand, we had been stitched and sewn. This tattered brick and stone shaped the makeup of our bones. It became the only place most of us had ever truly known. But I guess you must have been dissatisfied with your own. Your beautiful homes magnified by white picket fences. You pulled up in our hoods and were told, well, you're white, picket, rent it. Well, you're white, picket, buy it. Black culture is for sale, and for a price you can try it, as if our lifestyle was an experiment. Something for you to experience. That our lives will be made richer when you impose upon us your influence, put into political context. This echoes historical conquest. The rich and the privileged will always want more. Defined as a sign of progress. This isn't a brand new concept. We've seen this shit before. Gentrification. Or should I say modern day segregation? Unspoken expectation. Pick a location where black folk make up most of the population and do whatever necessary to force them into migration. Of this transformation. Take over the basketball courts and replace them with dog parks. Shut down historic jazz clubs and demolish beloved landmarks. Literally whitewash our street art and criminalize it as vandalism. Destroy affordable housing complexes and replace them with condominiums. Build a Starbucks on the same block as a mom and pop coffee shop. Bring out our soul food and replace it with a Whole Foods, although we never had access to organic crops. Build those bodega tax and make more room for yoga mats and new neighbors who claim they can't be racist because they voted Democrats. I hear all too often, as if when you see us on the street, you don't approach us with caution, so you demand for an increase in police presence to remind us if we don't heed the eviction notice, you can always leave in a coffin. You equate our exile with safer streets, a glaring reflection of your own conceit. You think my hood belongs under your feet, but y'all just don't understand. These streets won't ever be yours no matter how much you contort our culture or try to imitate its essence. No matter how much you pick at its corpse like a vulture, these streets will always negate your presence. How dare you demand a seat at our table and then leave once you have had your fill? Are you even able to comprehend how many of us have been killed? Can you even begin to fathom the storms that swept through these avenues and refuse to allow them to be still? You still haven't waded in these waters long enough to make waves. You fail to recognize you are tucking your children into bed over someone else's graves. If your babies knew that truth would have started. Tell me, what you know about Harlem? What you know about Brooklyn? What you know about the Bronx? Fuck you mean Soha, New Williamsburg in the Piano District. These streets will never forget the black hands that built it, the brown bodies that bled into this concrete and wilted. Why do you want something you ain't bleed for? Something you have no need for. Claiming the fruits of a labor that you ain't even planted seeds for. I refuse to ask for permission to walk down my own block. I will not politely knock on doors that I already own the keys to just to appease you. These streets were built on the backs of God's black children who want to attain something higher. And so I stand in the fire. And I will sacrifice myself to the flames if I need to.
Hello!